Namaste, welcome everyone. So let's come onto our mat and have what we need for our practice. So if you want to bring the additional comfort of folded blankets, cushions, or a low footstool, or perhaps the end of furniture, then please be available to that. I like to practice near a wall so that if I need additional support for balance or need to raise the earth towards me, I can always reach out and seek that support. Our practice today is a practice of going with the flow of the universe and connecting with the pulsation of the universe, this spanda, this energy of expansion and contraction, this energy where there's an interplay of opposites, a pulse of opposites, been inspired by my teachers. Let's bring our fingertips together. So you create a sort of wall, a globe. This is Hakini Mudra. And then let's just gently tap the fingertips together. Have a bend in your elbows. And your fingers are curled rather than rigid here. Tapping the ends of our fingers, stimulating our nadis, our energy channels. Connecting with the very tips of our fingers. And then let's stop tapping here for a moment, holding Hakini Mudra in front of your heart. Closing your eyes. And let's open our practice by chanting Om 3 times. And as you chant Om, I'm going to invite you to open out your hands and then draw them in towards each other. And imagine pulsating energy or a ball of energy between the fingertips and the palms of your hands. So let's start with the tips of the fingers together and then expand open. Inhale fully to prepare. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Inhale. Oh. Oh. Apart your fingers ever so gently, about shoulder width wide. And then let's bring the palms together and open. And then visualize here a ball of rejuvenating, re-energizing, dynamic energy. Perhaps you visualize color, brightness of light, silver or golden. And sense that you can feel the warmth, the dynamic power, this energy, this invisible force filled between the palms of your hands. And now take the palms of your hands and place them on your body. Any place that needs more attention, more awareness, perhaps healing, perhaps nurturing touch. So I'm going to take my hands to my shoulders and absorb the warmth of the energy here. This pulsation of energy vibrating at the muscle or the nerves or the ligaments or the joints or the bones that you have connected with. Our mantra for today is Maha mantra, the mantra for healing. We meditate on Shiva, knower of past, present, and future, who permeates and nourishes all like a fragrance. As in due time the stem of the cucumber weakens, and the gourd is freed from the vine, and so release us from attachment to the material and liberate us into the eternal. So it's this sense of letting go, so that we are free to move with the dynamic energy that will help liberate us, to free us from this material, binary, fixed, rigid, dogmatic world. Let's bring your palms together at the heart. You can have Hakini Mudra or Namaskar as we chant the mṛtyor mantra. So I will chant and then invite you to respond. So we'll do call and response. And we'll do this 3 times as call and response, so that we can begin to learn the mantra. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe. Together. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe. Sughandhíṃ puṣṭivardhánam. Sughandhíṃ puṣṭivardhánam. Urvārukam bandhānān. Urvārukam bandhānān. mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe. Sughandhīṃ puṣṭivardhánam. Sughandhīṃ puṣṭivardhánam. Urvārukam bandhānān. Urvārukam bandhānān. mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. Final time, call and response. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe. Sughandhīṃ puṣṭivardhánam. Sughandhīṃ puṣṭivardhánam. Urvārukam bandhānān. Urvārukam bandhānān. mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. Om. Hands to your eyebrow center. Thank you for joining me in chanting mantra. Chanting mantra can feel very intimidating. We are unfamiliar with the vibrational sounds of the language of Sanskrit. Sanskrita is a vibrational language. There's a pulsation in the sounds themselves. And so we are internalizing this vibration. And the energy, the dynamic energy of the mantra is guided to the areas that we want to expand, to liberate, to free. We're going to come to standing in the first part of our practice. So I invite you to rise up. So we're going to change things around a little bit today and try a different way of breaking free or liberating ourselves from the patterns or the habits that we get attached to. So we normally start from the earth up, so we'll change this around today. And our aim is to expand the energy, to liberate ourselves with the flow of energy. And in that way, we begin to let go of everything that is rigid or dogmatic or inflexible, so that we can be more playful. We can be more experimental. So let's start by coming up onto the right ball of the right foot. And then let's rotate the heel here. Your hands can stay in your Hakini Mudra here. So let's go 5 times in one direction and then 5 times in the reverse direction. So the reverse direction, which means it's coming in, is going to feel very awkward. And then let's release the ankle. Let's come onto the ball of the left foot. And again, let's rotate the heel and the ankle in one direction. So what we're creating here is a fluidity of energy, the flow of energy, so that it flows smoothly, without hindrance, without obstruction, especially around the joints. So when we reverse the direction, let's release the foot, hoping we've done both directions. When I start chatting, I forget where I am. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, the knees together. Bend into your knees. Place your palms on your thighs. And let's do knee circles here. So rotating the knees 5 times in one direction. And then let's rotate 5 times in the other direction. And if you begin to tire here, this is because we're using muscles or we're moving in directions that we don't normally. So we're starting from the foundation up and rolling through our joints. So now we're at the hips. So you might want to widen your feet a little bit here for the hips. So let's go 5 times in the direction. So I'm going to the right first. I tend to go to the right first because I'm right-handed. You may find that you go to the left first because you're left-handed, and that's okay. Now let's reverse the direction. You can place your hands on your hips here. And we're not, although I'm saying 5 times, it's not a precise science. And then when we've come to a still, now we're going to do a figure of 8. So imagine that we're creating an infinity loop. So figure of 8 in both directions, really loosening up here, the hips. If you've been sitting down all day at a desk, this is going to feel very freeing and liberating for the tightness that we might be experiencing. So let's do our figure of 8. And maybe try and go in different directions and play around with this. And then let's come to stillness. Take a moment here, see how that feels. Let's move up. Let's come to our shoulders now. So shoulder rolls forward. Five times. And then 5 times going back, reversing this motion. And if you have music playing while you practice, this will feel really wonderful. Okay, that's 5 times. Now we're going to circle the arms. So if you're near a wall, just give yourself a little bit of space. Let's row our arms back first. And my teacher has called this the backstroke. Now let's do the butterfly stroke, which I think are wonderful ways of describing this. So where you can, I don't know if you can hear your body, but my joints are cracking and creaking because I'm a Vata. So I'm really loosening up all the knots. I've been sitting at my desk. My job involves a lot of sitting down. Now let's rotate our wrist. So let's rotate each individual wrist, both in one direction, so away from each other, and then towards each other. Fingers can be open, or you can have your fists folded in, whatever feels good for you. And then let's interlace all our fingers. Bring the heels of your hands together, and we're going to create an infinity circle here, so or a figure of 8. So loop your hands around as if you are weaving, or that this is the motion of a snake. And again, you'll be able to hear some freedom taking place in those joints. And let's come up. So just neck rolls, and then we're going to move into some more whole body movements here. So neck rolls here, everybody's neck is going to have a different story to tell. So you can either do very gentle half neck rolls from side to side, or if your neck has a lot more space, you can do a roll, but move slowly and mindfully here, because we're all going to have very different places of contraction, of compression, all of the places we're trying to liberate and expand and create spaces. Remember to reverse the direction. And that feels wonderful. Now, we're going to sweep our arms from left to right. And as you do that, you're going to come up onto the ball of the opposite foot. So let's sweep through here from left to right first. And then we will move backwards and forwards. And when we've gone 5 times in both directions, we're going to slow down, come back to center. And now, yogis, your choice here is swinging your arms round to the back and maybe tapping your heart. So upper heart tapping, thymus tapping. And again, 5 times in both directions or approximately, and then coming to stillness. Let's shake the hands round. Let's reach over to the left and the right, forward and up and over, crossing the body. And then again, 5 times in both directions. Feet hip wide, bend your knees, hands on your thighs. And we're going to do spinal waves here. So spinal waves through the whole length of your spine here. This is also known as Shakti waves. So Shakti is that creative, active energy. This is the energy that we're expanding and working with today. So you'll notice we had a mantra for Shiva, and we're working with the energy of Shakti so that we can bring the two into balance and harmony. So this expansion and contraction, this Spanda, has a point in the middle where there's, in this play of opposites, we find balance. Nearly there, my friends. And then let's come to rising up. We're going to do a forward fold here. Take your feet as wide as your mat, perhaps hinging from your hips. And if you have a wall available, reach out and place your hands on the wall, or place your hands on the end of your furniture or a chair, so that you come into this parallel position with your upper body. Bend into your knees. Really want to open through the shoulders here. So lengthen the crown. So we're counter reaching the hips back, the crown forward. Draw in the navel here. Have a soft bend in the knees. One more breath here. And now let's bring our hands either to the earth or onto blocks. So we come into a functional forward fold here. Let's line ourselves up, feet parallel. And a little bit more than hip distance wide. Let's Bend into the knees, so unlock your knees and reach back with your hips. You're on your high up on your fingertips. So what we're doing again, we're pulling apart, we're expanding here. So we're reaching back with the tailbone as we reach forward through the fingertips and the crown. So this is extension along the spine. Draw in the navel. Imagine that you have lots of space between the bottom of your rib cage and the top of your hips here. So this yardstick here between the bottom of the rib cage and the hips, the pelvic area is expansive. Breathe into the back body here through your functional fold. The functional fold, breathing into the side body to lengthen, into the back body to widen and broaden, so that you can feel the lower back broadening out, widening out, and lengthening at the same time. This is decompression breath. This creates space by filling our lungs to capacity. But by taking the breath and focusing the intention of the breath to the back body, we are filling up the back of the lungs, the bottom of the lungs here, filling to our full expansiveness. One more decompression breath here. And then lift your gaze. Maybe walk your hands forward and walk your feet slightly back to come into mountain pose here, Pardvattasana. Spread your fingers wide. Bend into your knees. Be on the ball of your feet. And then let's root and ground here. And then we can rise up. So press through the tips of your finger pads. Press your knuckles into the earth, the outer corners of the palms, clawing the earth as if you've got tiger paws here. And then reach the tailbone back, the hips back, to lengthen the spine away from your hands. And now you can begin to sway your hips by bringing the heels to the earth. Keep pushing the earth away through your tiger claws so that you're lifting the weight out of your wrists. One more breath here. Let's come into stillness, Pardvattasana. Reach back long with the right leg. Then take the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And let's bring that left knee to the earth. So here we're in low lunge. Pad that left knee if you wish to pad it. Keep the toes tucked for the moment. I'm going to turn around so I'm facing you a little bit easier. Bring your hands to the earth here. And then let's just pulse backwards and forwards here. So rock the hips backwards and forwards. So you'll bring a gentle extension to that right leg. And one more here. And then let's come to stillness here. Take your left hand slightly out, away from your mat. So you'll have a little bit more space here. And claw through your fingers. Turn your gaze towards that right knee. And take this right hand to the inside of the right knee and gently Exert some gentle pressure onto that right knee. Your foot might roll onto the outer edge of your little toe, or you might keep that foot firmly planted on the earth. Yogi's choice. But create lots of space here between your left hand and your right foot. And then begin to turn your heart and turn your gaze up towards the sky. In this low lunge twist, often known as monkey twist. Now with your right hand, my friends, you can reach up towards the sky, or you could take the right hand to the base of your back at the sacrum and begin to roll your right shoulder out. So you create real opening here. So I'm going to try and see if I can show you. So you're high up on your right fingertips. That right hand could be reaching up to the sky, or you could keep it on the inside of this right knee. And now let's guide the energy. So we have this opening here, this expansion here, especially in the hips. So we want to circulate the energy. We want to move the energy through. Pulsate with the energy. So guide the breath wherever you feel compression or tightness or rigidity. One more breath here. You can bend into your left foot and reach back with your hand towards your foot. And take hold of your foot, or just make use of your belt, or reach back. Yogi's choice here. One more breath here. Gaze down towards the earth, and let's bring that right hand back to the inside of the right foot. And let's walk our hands back towards our body. As we do, we extend this right leg. Take the right hand to the outside of the right leg, and we'll come into Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose, half splits. Now, where we're here, you can use blocks here. Remember, our blocks, low footstools, are our friends in terms of helping us to create more space. So ground down through the top of that left foot. Dorsiflex the right foot, so really reach out energetically through the right heel. Lift the toes. Let's draw in, engage the Mula Bandh at the pelvic floor. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Hug in the navel. This engages the Uddiyana Bandh. And now let's direct the tail back towards the earth, and then the crown up towards the sky to diagonal, so that we can maintain length in our spine. Having blocks here or large books will help us to have more height and space in which to expand. One more here. And then let's roll through that right foot. Come back into our low lunge. Take a moment here. Let's tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and step back along into Parvatasana, mountain pose. And breathe into your back body here, this decompression breath. So imagine that there is space between the hips and pelvis and the lower rib cage. If you took your hands to it, your thumb and little finger, the measuring yardstick, there'd be lots of space. Press into the finger pads, the knuckles, the outer edges of your hands, clawing your hands. Heels heading energetically towards the earth. Soften your knees. And when you're ready, let's reach up long with that left leg. And Bending into that left knee, take the left foot wide of our left hand. Bring the right knee to the earth. You keep that right toe tucked here. So let's pulse here. Dipping, rocking backwards and forwards with that hip and pelvis, bending deeply into that left knee. And then let's plant the right palm on the earth. Spread your fingers wide. Take the left hand to the inside of the left knee. Perhaps you roll onto the little toe side of your left foot. And as you do, let's spiral the heart and ribs up towards the sky and to the left. Remember to take that right hand a little bit further out so that you've got lots of space here. So I'm taking you to the outside of my mat. Now you can stay here with that left hand on your leg, or you can draw the left fingertips up towards the sky. Or you can take the fingertips high onto your sacrum, so high on your fingertips and your sacrum. Again, open up and roll out the left shoulder. Gazing up towards the sky. Breathe your breath, pulsate your breath into all of the points where you feel constriction. Turning and twisting this torso up towards the sky. 3 more breaths here. And then we're going to have the option of bending into our left foot and reaching for it with our right foot, and reaching for it with our left hand. You can reach back. You may connect. Yogi's choice here. What we're experiencing is the expansion across the heart. Remember to pad your knees if you need to have some additional padding between your joints and the earth. Broaden across the shoulders, especially the collarbones here, to create some space. And if you're reaching back for that foot that's behind you, really reach out through the fingertips so that you feel there's an energetic connection between your hand and your foot. The energetic connection is where the power of the energy flows. The physical connection is simply a byproduct of our intention for our practice. 1 more breath here. Let's release the left hand to the inside of the left leg. Then take it to the outside of the left foot as you reach back with your hips and pelvis coming into Ardha Hanumanasana. Dorsiflex the left foot. Perhaps you reach for blocks here. Reach the tailbone back. Hug in the navel to engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Broaden across the shoulders. So your energy, even though you're not moving here, you can sense the vibration of your energy beyond your physical body. So when we're talking about pulsation of energy or vibrational energy, we're talking beyond the physical perception, the physical experience. It's the subtle body energy we're thinking about. We can feel the energy when we focus. So if you were, let's take a moment here, and then let's roll through that left foot into low lunge here. And then untuck the left foot, lift the right knee, step back long into Parvatasana. And then bring the knees to the earth. Keep your toes tucked, sit back on your heels in Vajrasana, and with toe squat. So thunderbolt pose with toe squat. Now, I want you to connect with this energy. So bring the fingertips together here in Hakini Mudra, this all-embracing mudra. When we practice Hakini Mudra, we're balancing, drawing the energies in towards each other. So this expansive and contractive balance, this liberating energy that acts on inert energy. So this activation that's on the inert, the spirit on the matter. It's the impact of one form of energy on another form of energy. The interplay of opposites, the dynamic play. Here, in your hands, between your hands, begin to visualize this ball of energy, almost like there's like a mirror ball or a disco ball, or like, I can't remember the thing that, you know, psychics look into, mystics look into, you know, the glass ball, crystal ball. I can't remember the name of it. I'm much more interested in mirror balls and disco balls. As you can tell my generation. One more breath here. Now let's open out the hands. Let's pulse them together. And imagine that you can feel energy connecting here. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe sughandhíṃ puṣṭivardhánam urvārukam bandhánān mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. Now take this energy and place it on your body where you want to invite some healing, some awareness, some movement perhaps, where you want some chemical process to take place, something magical to take place, whether that's awareness or healing. Be receptive here, so that activating energy is in your hands, and then allow your body to receive, to be nourished and nurtured by this. One more breath here. Then let's release our hands, my friend, and let's come back into mountain. So let's walk our hands back towards our body through that functional forward fold. And when we get here, let's come halfway. Fingers can be on the earth or hands on your shins. And then breathing into the back body, keeping the back body engaged, bend into your knees, bring your hands into your Hakini Mudra, and then rise up here, keeping your spine long. Maintain that length as you rise up. Keep your hands parallel to perhaps where your Agnya chakra is, your third eye. Take a moment here, and then let's release the hands towards the heart. And we're going to do a little bit of rocking here, feeling quite warm. I'm really feeling warm. The energy, this dynamic energy, the heat is just pulsating for me. Bend into your knees. Hands at your heart now, or you can keep them at your eyebrow center if you want. I'm going to bend my elbows. Let's rock back into your heels here, and then onto your balls. Experience this sensation of creating movement. So where the points of your feet connect with the earth, notice what happens where you lift them. Can you still feel the sensation of the energy from the earth in your body? One more here. And then let's rise up. Bring your hands to your heart. Step to the middle of your mat. Take your feet wide. Open out your arms into Tadasana. Now, all of this energy that you are generating and activating and putting into effect, guide it, direct it. Find the points of expansion that you want to create in the different parts of your physical body or your subtle body, your energy body. Turn the toes out, bend into your knees. Let's place our hands on our thighs and then reach up and over with each arm, creating big circles. In both directions. Really reaching through the fingers here, sitting down low here, connecting through the four corners of your feet. And then let's come to stillness here and then push out across the body rather than creating loops. Again, imagine that you're pushing energy away. Expanding, breaking through barriers, opening out. Let's stop here, open out both arms. And then bend into your cactus arms. And then meet in Hakini Mudra. I know you're feeling it here, Utkarta Kanasana or Devyasana. One more here. Bring Hakini Mudra together. Tap your fingers and then gradually straighten through the legs to rise up. And bring your hands to stillness at your third eye, your Ajna chakra here, just there. Take a moment here. Let's heel toe for a moment in. And then I'm going to invite you to take the right foot behind you, out in front of you, across the front, out in front of you, round to the back. So let's just reach through that leg. Now, if you're happy here, next time you go back, release that heel to the earth. Maintain this grip. Now notice how you created a spiral through your body here. You can also keep that heel off the earth there for a moment. Coming into this twist. Let's reach up with our hands. Gaze up towards the right. Your balance may be challenged here. One breath more. Then let's step back to center. Again, bring your hands either to the third eye or to your heart. And then let's take that left foot back out to the front, over to the, so traveling across your body. Creating these four corners. You have your standing leg. And then reaching behind, let's lower that left heel. So again, you create this corkscrew effect. Keep a soft bend in that right knee. Reach up with your hand, your Hakini Mudra. Gaze up towards the left. So again, you've created this corkscrew, this spiraling energy. As the energy spirals, moves around, rotates, thinking about how the universe moves, these cyclical patterns, the cyclical patterns in the season, the cyclical patterns in the lunar cycle. Exhale, let's step back to center. Take a moment here before you reach out with your arms, your legs. Turn the right toes to the top of the mat. Bend into this right knee, coming into Mahavirabhadrasana, opening up into the Great Warrior. And keep your fingers spread open and your palms swing up as if you're holding balls of energy here. So let's ground into our Mahavirabhadrasana, the Great Warrior. Connect. Remember, we're going to rise up from the foundation. Grounding down through the feet. all four corners. Imagine that you're pulling your feet in towards each other. Imagine you're drawing your legs in isometrically so that you create this tension here of this expansion and contraction of energy here with the feet, with the shins, with the thighs, hugging your muscles in towards the center. And then with your upper body expanding. So contraction in the lower body, expansion in the upper body. Spanda. And now let's create some movement here, up and over. And into extended side angle. So Shanti warrior. And then extended side angle. And pulse here as you flow. And then the next time we come into Shanti Warrior, we're going to hold it. Left hand can be wrapped around the lower back and come to the inner thigh. Or rest high up on your fingers on the sacrum. Maybe you spiral your heart up towards the sky here, perhaps helping your ribs, your heart, your shoulders. One more breath here. Then let's bring the right forearm to the right thigh. And then reach up and over with the left arm. Again, you might want to spiral the gaze, the heart upward. Extended side angle. Parshavakānasana. One more breath. Inhale through Mahaviradrasana. Turn the right foot in. Maybe you take some circles here with your hips. I'm trying not to watch myself doing this. And maybe you create these infinity circles. And let's bring our hands onto our knees, our thighs, and create Shakti waves with the spine. So when we think about this pulsating energy, these waves, this is the Shakti energy, the creative, activating, pulsating energy is the action of Shakti on Shiva. And Shiva is the inert consciousness, pure awareness. So Shiva is what is acted upon. Then let's stop here. Let's turn the left foot towards the bottom of the mat. Bend into that knee, coming into Mahaviradrasana here. Take a few moments here to ground through your feet. So remember, let's find our foundation so that we can have the play of opposites here. The lower body is rooting, contracting. The upper body is expanding, opening and rising. So connect through all four corners of the feet, the big toes, the inner heel, the mounds of the little toes and the outer heel. Turn on the lower legs as if you're turning them in. Squeeze the thighs in towards each other. Engage your Mula Bandh, engage the Uddiyana Bandh. These locks here for energy. And then let's open across the heart, across the shoulder bones, coming into Mahaviradrasana here. And have the palms open. Weaving of energy around you. If you go up close to someone who's feeling warm or cold, when you come within a certain point of their body, you can feel the energy radiating from them. If they're warm, particularly, that's very hot, dynamic, fiery energy. If someone's cold, you can sense the contraction, the sort of drawing in, the urge to go and hug someone who's cold because they feel contracted. So we hug them to embrace that contracted energy so that they can then warm up and open up. Let's flow here. Let's go from Shanti Warrior to Parshavakkanasana, Shanti Virabhadrasana. Twice more. And then the next time we reverse back into Shanti Warrior, let's hold there. You can wrap the fingers onto the lower sacrum, coming up high on your fingertips, or bring the fingertips to the inner thigh of the left leg. And then spiral your heart up towards the sky and your gaze. So you notice how my breath changed when I did that. Three breaths here, and let's bring the left forearm onto the left thigh. Reach up and over with the right arm. And again, you might want to spiral up towards the sky with your upper body here. So rooting and rising, anchoring and decompressing. Drawing down, contracting through the lower body and expanding through the upper body. This is play of opposites. This is the spanda, this is the balance, the play, the inter-reaction, the interconnectedness. One more here. And then let's go through center. Turn the feet in. And then bring your Hakini Mudra together. And let's heel toe our feet together a little bit. And we're going to come through Malasana, squat, yogi squat here. So remember, you can come directly to the earth here, or you can sit on blocks or a low footstool. Let's have our Hakini Mudra together here. Engage the core, lengthen the crown. Try and open across the shoulders here. 3 breaths here. Now I can certainly feel the warmth, the energy, the dynamic energy between my palms, my fingers. So I'm going to come to seated, and I invite you to do the same. And then place your hands wherever on your body you wish to bring that warmth or heat. So depending on where it is, you might want to lie down or stay seated. So I want to place my hands on my hips here. So I'm going to lie down because this is the easiest way to do it. Closing your eyes wherever you are. And here, sense the pulsation of your breath, the pulsation of blood and lymph flowing through you. Sense the pulsation of this vibrant energy. Now, if you are not lying down, I invite you to lie down and hug in your knees. Hug them in as tight as you can. And then lift your eyebrows under to meet your knees so that you curl up here. So contract in here, really squeeze everything in. And then let's come into our tiger claw hands. Let's place, we're going to do a supta bakasana, a lying down crow balance here. So lower your head for the moment. Bring the big toes together, knees out wide. Take your elbows to the inside of your thighs and place your hands as if you're placing them on the earth. Claw through your fingers. Engage here. So as you claw here, you can feel the activation through your lower arm. With your elbows, press against the inside of the knees and press the knees against the elbows. Make your big toes alert here. Spread them wide. This is pretty tiring, isn't it? You'll be surprised at how energized you feel here. And now, having created this energy, let's expand, open out our arms wide overhead, open our legs out wide. So you're a fallen star here on the earth. Arms out, legs out. And then closing your eyes and having this sense of openness, of expansion, of breaking beyond barriers. Closing your eyes if not already. Soften now through all of your joints, starting at the feet, the balls of the feet, the ankles. Let's focus on the joints like we did when we were standing up at the beginning of our practice. Just take awareness in your mind's eye. The ball of the foot, the ankles, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the neck, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. This alchemical process of expanding your energy, this pulsation of moving beyond, breaking out of the constrictions, noticing where we contract and expand, where we are bound and tied and where we are liberated and free, where we want to bring in healing, awareness, love to our physical body and our energy bodies, knowing that the bodies work together in a rhythm. This rhythm, it harmonizes with the rhythm in nature, that we are all energy. Om tryámbakaṃ yajāmahe sughandhíṃ puṣṭivardhánam urvārukam bandhānān mṛtyor mukṣīya māmṛtāt. Om. We meditate on Shiva, pure consciousness. Know a past, present, and future, who permeates and nourishes all like a fragrance. As in due time the stem of the cucumber weakens and the gourd is freed from the vine, and so release us from attachment to the material binds and liberate us into the eternal. Expand your heart, your breath, by taking a full breath in. As you exhale, hug everything in. roll over onto one side. And then with helping hands, rising up into your seat. Bringing your hands into your Hakini Mudra, the whole of the world balanced here. The energy of the entire universe contained here between the palms of your hands. Always lightly tapping to awaken your energy and then guiding your energy to break free from rigidity, from dogma, free to express, liberated in your expressions, in your energy fields. Closing by chanting Om Shanti 3 times. Let's open out our palms so that we can offer up Shanti to our community. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad, my friends and my LGBTQI+ community. I love you.